Hey there, Andrew. C1D Paintball. This game being played at Warzone Paintball in Rigaud, Quebec. We are playing on Tireball. This was the last game of the day. First event of the year, out in the ice and snow. Got a Led Zeppelin song in my head now. A fun one. It was only a 4-on-4 to start this one. And here's the big underlying thing. That's the best way to put it on this. Last year, the last time we went out at the field, we played a lot of games that day, and around games 9 and 10, on the upper part of the field, we had little big games. So multiple maps, players, just one side against the other. I think it was team deathmatch. It wasn't capture the, or maybe it might have been capture the flag. Anyway, no, it was team deathmatch. Now, those games tend to last 15 to 20 minutes. It can be a bit shorter, but generally, because you're using more fields than that. And we had a lot of people out that day, whereas normal games like maybe 5 minutes, 8 minutes tops. Now, we played 2 of these mini big games the last time out. The second one had a rather epic one-on-one happen at the end. Now, there's very little footage of it because we played so many games on the day, and after the first mini big game, we went into the second one right away. So Connor and I did not change the batteries in our cameras, so there's no footage of this epic thing at the end. At the end of that second game, Connor, who was the last player alive on our team, had a few of the enemies in on him, but Connor being a pretty good player in that, they were really being careful with him. But in particular, Connor had a 1v1 with Miranda. Now, Mike is her husband, and Mike and Miranda joined our club last year. Great, positive members who contribute a lot. But they had this epic one-on-one, and it's kind of now C1D lore. A lot of people talk about it. Even Connor, when I brought up, that the video you're about to see, this one happened because he didn't come out on this first game. School first. Get that degree. Get out of the house. No, don't get out of the house. You got to take care of us. Me and your mother. I'm not talking about anybody else in particular, but I babble. The one-on-one Connor and her had was pretty epic. And when I brought up this one-on-one that she had in this day, Connor vividly remembered, oh man, I remember that one against her. Because apparently I was in the back in a field trying to get the enemy spawn. So I didn't actually see this one, but the people that saw it talked about, they were each behind a barrier. They were both trying different things, standing up at the same time, shooting at each other, trying to get it. It was apparently a very epic battle. In the end, Connor got Miranda. So kind of a bit of a legendary game there as far as a one-on-one that is going down, like I said, I mentioned again, as lore in the C1D video annals games. Anyway, so we're going to have, this is going to boil down to another 1v1 with Miranda. Again, just putting that out there to start. And it's a pretty good game. So without further ado, because I've already talked in some circles here, let's watch.
Wait. Yeah. I'll spot. Yeah. Watch kill hit on the right. Hit! Fuck me! Hit!
Okay, I'm out. My gold team, by the way, spawning on the bottom part of the field. The top part of the field is where orange spawns. Used to be, they reworked the field in 2023. The top spawn of the field where orange is had a massive advantage. It still has a slight advantage having higher ground. Not as much anymore, but anyway, I am out to start the game. Now what happens here is as I go to the top in the safe zone, which kind of, it's higher up, so I'm looking down the field, I actually take out my cell phone, tends to record better audio in particular. So we're going to watch the rest of this game from my cell phone footage, which actually sounds and looks pretty decent. So let's watch.
But I think the size is a little bit too big.
All right, so Nevin charges out. He's on my team. He manages to get pretty close to midfield. As a matter of fact, I'd like to think that me running out and getting hit, I was a decoy. So while the enemy shot at me and took me out, it allowed Nevin to go in deep. So you know what, Nevin? You're welcome, man. You're welcome. Nevin is in this spot. He is crouched down, hunkering in because he's drawing a lot of fire. Him to get there, especially because we're on the lower ground to start, that's big for us this early. Even though I'm out, to get a good player like Nevin that far into the field, that's a good thing. Okay, see 3 enemies here. Yes, they're enemies. I'm out of the game, but they're orange. They're enemies. They're set up. They're down to 3 people as well, by the way. They're set up pretty good on this one. You've got Charles in the back here on the left, high ground. You got Miranda in here tight on the left, and on the right you got Kill Hit, who's been just screwing us all day with that defender of his. He got me. I'm pretty sure he got me 3 times in 5 games. So yeah, I'm still cheering for my gold team. But with this defensive setup on the higher ground, yeah, orange looking pretty good.
We're down to a 3-on-2. No, 3-on-3. 3-on-3.
Okay, I'm surveying the field towards my spawn. Actually, that's Norm. He's still at the back at the spawn area. He's not camping or anything there. It's a good spot to dig in, especially because he's got 2 guys ahead of him. They're spread out a bit. So it's a 3-on-3, and we keep going. Another view of the setup of Miranda and Kill Hit on the front line. Miranda covering the south lane, and Kill Hit to her left is covering the north lane, with Charles back there on top, not quite in between the two, but fairly close to being in between. Really sharp setup. By the way, this field, perfect for small teams like this. 3v3, it's pretty intense standard stuff for this field. Okay, we're going to establish the battlefield now, the battleground. We're already on the field, but this is where it's going to happen. It's going to be a 1v1. This is the barrier that Nevin is behind. This is the barrier that clearly Miranda is behind. Because I mentioned where Nevin was, you might not know he's there. But so they both have these barriers in front of them. And I mentioned it a few times. We're basically going down to a 1v1 between these two warriors, these 2 players, these 2 people. Nice people, by the way. Now, during this firefight between the 2, Nevin and Miranda, you're going to see Nevin show a lot of mobility. He's going to go up on top, he's going to go left, he's going to go right, all over the place. It's a very good tactic, but here's the thing. One thing about Miranda, she is a very patient player. She will sit back, she'll survey things, and she just won't bite as quickly as some players. So while Nevin's tactic is very good, it won't be quite as effective on a player like Miranda, who is a very patient one. I mentioned before that Kill Hit was pretty much owning the field this day, firing a lot of shots, that defender. Well, when you fire a lot of shots, you can run out of air, and he's run out of air, so he's getting off the field. Get off the field, man. You've been putting everybody else out of the game today. So yeah, get off the field, Kill Hit. Nice jersey, by the way. All right, Miranda's tactics here are pretty good. She's been staying low to the ground, kind of peering around to her right, the right side of that barrier, getting some shots in, being able to peek around, try to catch where Nevin is. Now she's gone up high. You can't just stay on the bottom. But you see the way the tires are, she's actually got her body kind of behind there. And just as the tire kind of curves over, she's got her marker kind of around there, aim for some shots in. I know to a lot of players, this is standard stuff, but I've seen lots of experienced players play many, many paintball games that don't think about something like this. So on this angle, it may seem like, well, she's standing right up and she's exposed. No, she's actually around, right, like kind of her silhouette is around the contour of those tires. Her marker just slightly out, assuming she's right-handed because she looks so natural on this side. And marker hits do not count on this day, never does at Warzone. So yeah, her marker is a bit exposed, maybe a bit of her hand and arm, but she's really doing well tucked behind this cover. So Nevin is moved down kind of to the right here, the barrier he's behind. Also crouched down is Miranda. Miranda has a line of sight around that right side as she's had for all this game. She can also peer through this loop, this eyelet here, the sideways tire, to check what's going on there. Now Nevin will fire at Miranda and put some shots close. Miranda just flinches a little bit, but continues looking straight ahead. We got two warriors. Don't count unless it hits you. Hasn't hit her. Game is still on. Now, just after Nevin nearly gets Miranda, actually right before this pause, there was you heard a shot. Miranda's firing at Nevin. When it restarts, she's going to put another one. It's going to send Nevin back this time. Nevin sent her back. She's sending him back. And just like Miranda, who got fired at last time, Nevin has a close call, but he's just get right back in there and just put shots back again. This is a firefight. Now here's something that I've seen Connor once before take a barrel and roll it in front of him to get the flag. So this is kind of similar. Nevin's digging in on the right here. He actually takes one of the tires that's kind of leaning up here and he remodels this little DIY, you know, like those channels that my wife insists on making me watch, and then I feel like my home is just falling apart because I can't, I don't know, install a hot tub just like that, you know. No, he adds a little extra barrier there, so hunkering down for the long run here, the long haul.
Whoa, whoa. Miranda and Nevin are having a clash of the titans here.
Nevin fires another volley of shots at Miranda. They're going back and forth out of here. One actually just glances off Miranda's marker. What's impressive here, by the way, it's a hell of a shot because by Nevin, there's not a lot to shoot at. But what's impressive here by Miranda is she just kind of goes back for a split second and just keeps firing straight ahead. These two are laser focused. And when we restart, you'll hear Nevin swear in French because, yeah, you saw that one glance off her marker. Close, but marker hits don't count. And tabarnak didn't count. So Charles, Miranda's last remaining teammate, gets knocked out, but Nevin seems to be on the ropes a bit. After a few volleys go at him, that spare tire he put up, it's kind of falling down, kind of falling apart. Is it a metaphor? Is the gold defense set up by the last man standing on his team, Nevin, falling apart? Stay tuned and watch. I'm so energetic today. I should have some energy juice. Coffee. Now, you've already seen Nevin is no pushover. He does everything he can, and he's going to go back to the left side. And actually now with him on the left, Miranda kind of on the right, they're going to fire shots at each other. The brunt of the shots hit kind of the barrier in between the two, as these two just aren't holding back any punches.
Oh my God, did you see that?
All right, so this is a huge point in the game. It's a turning point you don't realize till after, when people talk about it that saw it, or in particular watching this video about it. Miranda's up on top of her stack, and she's lined up a shot. She's lined up to shoot along the top. Just as she goes, this is Nevin, by the way, he's down behind it. This is Miranda. That's good, it's visuals. Just as Miranda goes down, Nevin comes up. Although Nevin could have done a snapshot when he came up on top, more than likely, had Miranda stayed up there 2 more seconds, just aimed like that, probably could have got him. But it is not to be. And by the way, Nevin is going to have to change markers. He's got his TMC. I think he ran out of mags. No matter what, you had to have run out of mags. In a firefight like this, you don't want to go to your pistol unless you have to. And he's going to have to go to his pistol.
A second more.
All right, Miranda is concentrating on shooting at the gaps in between the tires in front of Nevin. It's a tactic I use even all the time on this field, is you fire at that barrier. It may only splash them, but it can disorient your enemy, make them move, whatever. And so she's really turning on the heat now. Maybe she saw that he was down switching magazines, so he's vulnerable. So she's really laying into that one, not taking her foot off the pedal. But hey, who said Nevin's out of this one? Because he ain't. So Nevin comes out on top. Miranda, who did very well in this firefight, stayed mostly on the right side. She finally kind of goes left. And Nevin, who was used to shooting at that right side, isn't fazed by what effectively is the first time she went to that side. Goes down there, hits her, very close. I feel bad for Miranda. Literally, although there's months in between because of winter, she had this wicked 1v1 versus Connor last time out. She has this other wicked one versus Nevin. She doesn't win. She comes damn close. I'll tell you what, if she played exactly like this against Connor, the way she did against Nevin, I would not want to go on a 1v1 for her, against her. And if you end up on a 1v1 against her, you know that the odds are she's finally going to come up and win one. Hell of a game. By the way, huge kudos to Nevin. I don't want to take anything away from him. Charges in thanks to my sacrifice to start the game, and not stares down, just really, that's not even fair to either of them. Just goes into a great firefight. Maybe you flip a coin, either one of them could have won. One thing we can agree on, it's a hell of a game, entertaining. This is what paintball is all about. Everyone had a good time, laughed about it. More lore. This one is a big one, and we'll be talking about it for a while. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, at the end of the day, it's just a game.
Game over.